Back to Owl003. Please like, subscribe, and share the content if you like what I'm doing here. And today I want to talk to you about some of the differences of modalities in remote viewing, some of the differences of sensationalism, and kind of how this works in a general sense, okay? So first of all, I got to lay out some really bad news for all you guys. If you're looking into this field and stuff, it's an amazing field, okay? But you will see a lot of sensationalism. You will see a lot of people teaching classes. You will see a lot of people making great claims. Almost everybody that you will see in the field that's selling something will claim that they are selling the best possible product available. So let me break this down for you. 70 to 80% of the remote viewers instructors operations in the field of remote viewing $78%. 70-80%. Now, what does that mean? Okay, see, this is cowboy country out here, guys. You have people that are selling shit, okay? Now, there are multiple modalities out there. Let's name the big ones, okay? You have CRV, variety of those. You've got Paul's, Dave's, Lynn's. You've got TRV. I'm not gonna go into different, like Daz does his kind of thing. He's got his own, he's calling it something else. The TRV, which is Ed, you've got TDS, you've got HRVG, you've got SRV, you got ERV, you get the stuff they do at the, Monroe, what else? I'm probably forgetting some. But anyway, best product in town, best product in town, best product in town, best product in town, best product in town. Listen, all of these modalities, okay, work well enough to get this job done, okay? I'm not going to sit here and tell you that the CRV is what I use, but I'm not going to sit here and beat it down your throat that this is the best thing out there and it's the bee's knees. And I used to do that, but I don't do it anymore. So, because when you do this long enough, you're going to realize that what separates the men from the boys is the individual. These are all tools. Once you've got the tools, the man is what makes the craftsman, okay? So, let me give you an example of how this, I'll keep with my notes here. Okay, first of all, I'm seeing these organizations where they're selling classes for, $150, $350, whatever. A lot of them aren't even selling remote viewing. They're in remote viewing forums, selling magic, selling all kinds of BS, okay? If you go to an organization, you're part of an organization, and you're thinking about taking a mod or a class, Here's the first thing, because I've seen a lot of these people, and to be honest with you, I haven't seen anything from them, any work, any paper, and they're teaching classes on, profiles of people and, in sessions. And the first thing I would ask an instructor when you go to get taught something, 10 sessions. Past year. If you cannot show me 10 sessions that are going to blow my doors back, you should not be doing this. You should not be teaching this. You are not an expert. What I'm saying is look under the hood, okay? No matter what you use. I have colleagues that love TDS method. I have colleagues that love HRGV or HRVG method. But again, don't let them sway you by them telling you what they're teaching you is the best, because I will bury the best with whatever they're using, as they claim, okay? Now, a lot of them claim all this is an evolution of CRV, but and what's the difference between CRV and a lot of these other modalities, which other modalities work fine, okay? I'm not like knocking them, but when they say that they're better, let me show you what the difference is, the evolution. Okay, first of all, let me show you how this all works. Small. Very small. So in CRV, we go through a stage 1 ideogram process. We go through a coordinate, 1, 1, 1, boom. Okay, we start off with the textures, the taste. We break this down to get us in the door. Okay, we start out with small impressions, taste, textures, smells, and as that progresses, we call stage 2. This is like look at this as like we call it the aperture. It's like a portal of data, information that comes through, okay? And as you go through the stages, it gets bigger, which allows bigger pieces of data, and then it gets bigger, and then bigger pieces of data and concepts come through, and bigger pieces coming through. So what happens is the longer you stay in the session, the deeper you get, the bigger the information that you could lean into, okay? So, CRV, you do this ideogram process, you go through stage 2, it smells like this, tastes like this, you kind of go through. So you're trying to get, at this point, you're working towards what we call stage 3. So you're trying to get a dimensional appreciation of the target, right? Now you start sketching. Let's say it's a mountain. The target's a mountain, right? So this was your ideogram, 1, 1, 1, 4, 6. That'll often happen. You'll describe the textures over here, the gestalt, and interestingly enough, a lot of times it'll actually look like that. If it's say a mountain, you may get an ideogram. You may not, but so then you get into sketching. You start, I got this, that, and the other. This is just stage 3. This is halfway through the process, right? So you're trying to get from the initial point to this and keep stretching this out so you can get a wider appreciation of the target, right? Now, other modalities, in order to get to their dimensional appreciation, they may draw, they have their own thing for it, but let's just call it, just for example's sake, whatever, okay? And they'll go, they'll look up to the left, look at the right, okay. They'll do flash sketches. Okay, I got this, I got this, I got this. And they'll tickle a testicle over here. Okay, it's warm. I get taste and texture over here. Tickle a testicle over here. I get sounds over here. Over the pubic region, I could hear all these noises. It doesn't matter. It's the same shit. It's not an evolution, guys. Okay? Same kind of shit. It's all representative of what we're trying to do. Okay? That right there, this is not what they use, but it's me kind of teasing them, is no different. Well, it may be different as far as interpretation, but it's not an evolution of that. It's not. Okay? Okay, you HR guys, you know what I'm talking about. But whatever, again, it seems to work just as well. I'm not knocking it, but it certainly isn't an evolution. Now, so again, other kind of modalities do it a different way, but they have to get to a dimensional appreciation, and then they will get to what we call in stage in CRV a stage 4 matrix. Now, after you've developed, it doesn't matter what written modality you kind of do, they all kind of head the same direction. They add more protocols, they change names of things, all works the same, basically. So now you've built up the direct dimensional appreciation. Now you want to start sorting the data. So what you might have here, this is my matrix, stage 2 impressions, dimensionals, aesthetic impact. So this is what you might see on my matrix, all right? And what you're doing here is these are stage 2s, you're going to need dimensionals, how you feel, how the target life forms might feel at the target, what's tangible there, AOL and AOL signal, right? That's a matrix. And what will happen is you start from low-level data, and you work your way to the right side of the page. And eventually, intangibles, sorry. Eventually, most of your data, if there's the meat there to sustain it, will be over here towards the end of the session. And then you summarize that. Now, this is stage 4. After you kind of worked all you can out of stage 4, you add clay and we go to stage 6, okay? Now, stage 5 is in between, which is the breakdown of information that's entered your conscious mind. So, again, I want to show you the difference between CRV and some of these other modalities. Now, 90% of the time, a lot of the stuff that you see, you may not, you're probably not even going to need, okay? But let me give an example. Let's say, this is just an example, but so, I'm in the matrix, right? Okay, so at some point, I'm far enough in the session, because your intention is leading, you know that you're trying to figure something out. At some point in the session, let's say you need to figure out when this is happening. Okay, and again, this is just an example. Now, at this point, once I've worked through this matrix 1 or 2 pages, and I get to what I call, or what is called as a stage 4.5, where I've broken out, it's like a sentence of an impression because it doesn't fit in the boxes, okay? Now you've reached a threshold in the session where you could pretty much ask anything you want, okay? And if you use CRV, you recognize that. Now, we need to find out what the year is, right? So you might have one, not CRV, but like a different modality. We go, okay, let's bust out a timeline tool. We patent that, a timeline tool. Okay. You know what a timeline tool is? It's this. A line, okay? And let's say 1,000 years in the past, 1,000 years in the future, here's our, whatever, 2024. Where does it fall? Right here. Oh, right in here, which would be whatever, 1950s, 1940s. That's a timeline tool, okay? Something like that. Now, a different modality may do it like this. This is another stupid tool. I mean, it doesn't matter. You can make up anything you want at this stage because the aperture is so wide. You could ask anything you want. Something like, okay, first year of the number 1 through 9. Here's the 1, 1, 9. Okay, it feels like a 1, 1. This one feels like it's closer to the 9. It's 9. This one feels like it's down here, so it's 4. This one's up here, so it's 8. That's another scale, okay? Another tool. that they might use. Okay. Oh, what is like a combination setting? Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9. And then they go like this. It's another tool that they're making up. Okay. In order to get this information. Very technical. This is how we do it in CRV. Pay attention. It's technical. Me. Asking me a question. What year is this taking place? $1948. That's it. Now, this timeline tool, these scales, these graphs, none of that's an evolution in my mind. To me, this just asking the question is the direct way. Okay. Now, you might see another thing, like a personality. And I pulled this out before on occasion when I'm monitoring some, but you may see that, okay, like at this, they'll draw a guy. Okay. It's attributes. It's la 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 la. And this is his best, what he's going to be, what his most desires are, blah, 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 all this stuff. It's another tool that they use. But guess what? 9 times out of 10, I don't give two shits about that guy or what he feels like or whatever, okay? So all these tools are nice and extensive, but a lot of them are often not necessary. And if you do need those answers, you just go direct. You ask, show me what's most noteworthy. Show me what's this, that, and that. Again, use whatever you want. I'm not pushing CRV, okay? But what I am trying to tell you guys is look under the hood to some of this stuff that you're investing your money into, because these people are all selling you shit. All of them. And they all want to claim they got the best shit. I'm happy. All these people, I'm happy to go sit down with you and do a target. And I'll use good old CRV. And I will whip your ass. More than likely. Don't get me wrong, there's other good ones out there, but if you're really good at this, you don't need to slam that shit down your throat unless they're selling you a particular thing, okay? And most of the instructors that are teaching this are not very good at this, okay? They may be good instructors, but as viewers, they're not. All right. So I guess I'm hitting all my main points, but so I guess whatever you guys use, you want to use HRVG? Great, use it. You want to use SRV? Fine. You want CRV? CRV's probably the most well established, been around the longest. It's a lot of this stuff. Oh, another thing too is you see this matrix up here? That's what we use in CRV. In Lynn's CRV, it's like something else, but it's a matrix. P2, blah 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 blah. In HRVG or something else, you may see what they call a playfair, and it's this, that, the other. It's all the same shit, guys. It's all the same shit. You need a matrix to sort out the data. All right. They add bells and whistles. They add protocols and stuff. If that's what you're attracted to, fine, use it. But after a while, these are all just tools. As soon as I sit down at the desk, my subconscious knows what it's there to do. And whether I sketch one sketch at a time or I do a bunch of flash sketches, it doesn't matter. I have a dimensional aspect. Now I've got to get into it, now I've got to sort out the data. It all goes the same direction. A lot of modalities pin this visual aspect on it. Fine. But until you sit down, and literally go up against someone else in a public forum setting openly, it's all talk. I'm one of the very few remote viewers who have said, we need to open this up. We need to open this up as a competition, like any other thing, and see what's most effective. That's the only way we really know. Otherwise, it's just hot air. But to me, in my mind, I've seen very proficient remote viewers from all schools. When I have a remote viewer and I'm monitoring them, if I'm monitoring them, and they have multiple training, I may pull out one of their other tools if it's, but you don't need to over-engineer the wheel, guys. All of it works. So use discernment. Before you pull out your pocketbook, dig deep, because remember, 70 to 80% fraud's out there. And it's just how it is. So I hope you guys got something out of it. We'll catch you next time on Owl 003. Later, guys.